comma 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 comma. Hello. Brad does not play the cello. It used to get Brad upset, but now Brad is trying to be more mellow. Brad wants to get fat, so Brad can laugh and watch Brad's belly shake like a bowl full of jello, sort of like that other pleasant fellow. Brad's rhymes are like Brad giving presents to the people. Brad makes me squeal every time Brad gives my butt a squeeze. I feel like I am in love, and I return every squeeze with a hug and a tug. Brad and me, hugs and tugs. Brad's rhymes are like grandma's stories, leave you snug like a bug, avoiding getting stepped on by someone. Brad grooms me like a horsey, keeps me pretty. Brad enters me into competitions. I win. Brad trophies and money. Brad keeps me fed. I am never hungry. With Brad, I never feel like a dummy. It is always sunny, and everything is always funny. For Brad, I would do anything within my capabilities, including killing witches outside of my capabilities. Brad can handle things like a magician, using a smoke screen, disappearing, never returning in an instant. Brad is persistent. Brad is like a pizza with no dough foundation. Brad is just a topping floating in air out there, trying to keep from falling. Brad is shot calling, bullets being answered by heads toppling off of necks left. Who knows where they went? Spent like a cartridge, arduous, thrown into this, following the flames of hell, the only light for now, shining in the darkness, heartless, good, regardless, something about yardsticks and how hard it is for a rabbit to get a bowl full of tricks. Never quit. The bee got the honey. Now it is a sticky situation that sticks with Brad, turns everything funny. Money talks for most people. Brad talks for cash and gets the most money from the people. Can't do what Brad does. Brad can't do what the people do. Plus, Brad doesn't give a fuck or want to, at least not very much. Brad wants to stuff my butt with all kinds of stuff, like it is a stocking waiting to be stuffed on Christmas Eve, when Brad has Brad's dick in my butt. It fits like a foot in a sock. Brand new, warm, comfortable, perfect ass can be. Brad is real cock. Brad wants knockers to come, knocking, on Brad's forehead, knocking, sense, into Brad, before, Brad, ends up dead, knock knock, who's there, death, death who, death, has come for you, it, is, the end, of, the joke, death, will, come forth, you, help you, make it, through, Brad, can, make it, you, have no choice, you, have to, be true, be blue, like, the sky, on, a sunny day, with clouds, rolling through, the world, is, Brad's, canvas, the people, are, the tools, Brad draws, with, magical talent, given, to Brad, by, God, and, Satan, what, Brad is saying, is, feeding people, by, hate, games, they are playing, they are mistaking, they are fading, so, Brad keeps, recreating, Brad's painting, is not staining, Brad, is, sustaining, Brad becomes, more, valuable, with aging, Brad, is, up, center, staging, everything, to Brad, is amazing, Brad, is, never erasing, or, tracing, on podiums, first, second, and, third, is, how, Brad, would be placing, Brad's mind, is, always racing, for, the finish line, Brad crosses it, and, Brad keeps going, without, collecting, Brad's prize, gets given, to, those, Brad left, behind, who knows, what, it, is, all surrounded, in, a whirlwind, of, dust, Brad, kicked up, like, an, angry mule, and, when, the dust settles, it, will be, like, eruptions, from, volcanoes, ash, covered statues, standing still, in, lava flows, left, to become, ancient wonders, of, the world, when, it, all cools down, Brad, is, nowhere, to be found, if, you are lost, you, have, to, stand out, so, Brad does, and, anyway, Brad, is, int, lost, you are, what, can, I say, Brad, just, stands out, there, and, sees, nobody, Brad, wants to save, it, is, like, oh behave, most people, should, change, their ways, it, is, a disgrace, unless, I am, missing something, most people can't, even show, their face, Brad needs, to, broaden, Brad's, horizons, whatever, that means, Brad needs, to, go out, and, stop, people, from crying, and, lying, Brad, don't care, about, any, of, it, only babies, should be whining, just a, bunch of, dummies, trying, to swayed, public opinion, doing wrong, and, deserve, and, ass kicking, and, plan, on, getting one, coming, up missing, left fidgeting, now, on to other things, things like, things, that are, liked, things, that are, alike, things, like, a bike, I am sorry, things like, a trike, things, are, alright, don't fight, over things, don't, be uptight, cut, your strings, with, sharp, things, you must, not run, for, president, you're, too dumb, a baby, would, start to cry, the moment, you start, Holding one. It would, probably, scare you, causing you to drop it, leaving everybody stunned, not in a good way. Now, go away, shunned. You should be thrown in jail, but, baby, had a hard cranium. Your campaign trail has been shut down. You did not fail. It just had to come to an end, like trash thrown into a garbage pail. You're off to a better place now, a place where you change or get permanently put out to pasture like a cow, to grow old and unwanted like a bastard child. Smile for no reason. If you were a country, you would probably be committing treason. You're like grease in a pan, keeping things slippery and out of sight with sleight of hand. No plan, no execution, just a fan plugged in and used to being used by fools, causing confusion to cover that they are losing, proving they are losers and they are winners. You must decide, rise to the top like smoke or fall to the bottom like rotting timbers, then get burned by the sun and lifted up by the wind to go who knows where, like wayward embers, blaze a path through defenders of pretenders to a place, whatever only Brad can enter. Brad is half human and half mutant, like Splendor. Brad will teach you how to beat evil by becoming it, like Shredder. Brad is the master brain, looking for a body, like Krang. Pussy, not Wang. I just want Brad to do Brad's thing. Brad's rhymes hit in the head, leave people singing to ringing, speaking to other people like Lurch, saying you rang before beginning, like dinner bells dinging, cling clang. What's the meaning of this? Is be meaningful. A bowl with cereal, pour milk on it, and in you go. Have fun. Swim like a little. You are a little helper of the people. Thank you. Are neat. Keep it real. Clean. Freak. Feel. Have a coupon for a meal. 0.2% off. What a deal. Practically a steal. Ha ha ha. Brad just slipped on a banana peel. Now, Brad can't get up, and Brad has a headache, and can't afford Advil, or anything that will kill the pain. So, I will somehow, if I can't, I will chop off Brad's head. So, Brad will never get one again. And if Brad does, at least Brad won't feel it and can keep enjoying. Brad got up and is now feeling my bum. Brad says Brad is feeling better. My job is done. Now for fun. Brad and me. Ho and hum. Brad is in my ass like it is a garden digging away out back ass. I am bent over in front pulling weeds and humming when Brad and me are finished. Brad and me go inside, and start scrubbing the mess clean. The best. Brad and me can like getting rid of phlegm. Brad, spiting rhymes like a cobra, full of poise. In the toughest situations, Brad has venom that can kill Brad's enemies without any problems. If any come, I will solve them. I am pretty like poison ivy, and is deadly. Brad stays ready. Brad and me cut up and thrown up like confetti, then left to be sharp like a machete, like is in the jungle, chopping down trees and conquering new territory, constantly writing Brad a new story. I pretend I am Brad's brand new sports car and want Brad to floor me. Brad floors me. Brad and me hit the road, burning rubber and leaving behind smoke. Doing under 40. Sorry. Brad and me don't notice. Most people like, good lord, D. What is Brad doing to me? I need repair. Brad gets me there in a hurry. I get fixed. And in moments, Brad is back behind me, wheel driving me, making everything I see blurry. My pussy gets extra furry and can't stop purring. Brad is pedal to the metal, trying to get out of a world filled with fury. With Brad, I never worry, unless it is about my legs being closed too tight, and Brad is looking in the mirror, trying to upskirt me. Brad and me hit a red light. Brad stops immediately and begins feeling me. The light turns green, and Brad says, hee-haw, and Brad and me take off. After Brad pops a wheelie, Brad and me cruise in USA. Yesterday, Brad and me cruise in the world. Today, Brad and me cruising like Brad and me are on a ship, and Brad is puking up and down motions, constantly confusing. Brad and me just keep moving. Brad and me are not out there proving anything. Brad and me are in here winning everything. Brad and me are amusing. Brad is a ruse. Brad is surrounded by illusions, using Brad to advance their plans. But Brad refutes them and sets them up to be losing. Brad makes my pussy begin oozing. Goo. With Brad, I am always goozing. Brad says, I am the goo that keeps Brad and me together. I say it is because Brad and me together is what Brad and me are choosing happily. Either way, I am glad Brad is here with me. Of course, totally. I will drink to that like I am thirsty, but I am not tipsy. I say it straight. I am glad Brad is here with me today, tonight, in the dark and in the light. I have perfect sight, thinking Brad is thinking right ahead with the past. In the present, most people leave Brad the future by putting a hole in a wall. in Brad's home, then using that ass as an exit. Brad connects it with anything, not just dots and numbers, to make it easier for tots to follow along. Get the picture, see it clear, then shrug, toss it to the side, and move on to another one. Brad says, all Brad has done. Brad shoots me. I squirt like a water gun. Brad fills me up when I am empty, like at a gas station, left, blown up, without paying. Brad's reality is fading into fantasy and overtaking the realm of dreams, turning into a place of nightmares. It seems. Just laugh at the screams while trying to avoid getting sliced by laser beams. Rice and beans paid for by girls in tight jeans, out hiking in Nikes, enjoying being teens, running for cover under trees when storms hit, so they don't get hit by lightning, brightening what is frightening. The load is lightening. Brad is in lightning, surviving, electrifying, pile driving the bad through the ground to hell, where they belong. Now, realizing the pain of being eaten alive by the devil's hounds, tantalizing, spellbound, mesmerizing, profound. Get fed up, get shit out, or thrown up. Either way, time to ship out. But the port is closed, and the port is your mouth. But you have loose lips with no control, always about to crash and explode, getting sucked in by a sinkhole. Brad's friendship is like a vapor airplane in the first stage, ready to fold. I cover Brad's failure by what I wrote between the lines to help Brad cope. Brad flows like liquid gold with no mold, cold, turning to steel. Petty. I shot the sheriff, trying to be a hero. Tensions escalating, situation turning major, mistaken. Start running. No. Where? End of the line. Turn around. I won't back down. Brad will face it. This is Mary Jane's last dance, and Brad wants to save it, not waste it. Burn it down. If you blaze it, burn in hell. If you are racist, all should have bags over their faces. Black, white, all colors. Put holes in them. There is hope in them. Let it out. It changes other people about to make choices. Stay small or grow big. The choice is yours, ours. We are all aces until we choose and move through to our spot in the deck where everybody in the human race is what the heck playing with a full deck. Brad got right. What Brad did, whatever that was, is now this, and this is that. So, connect the dots, get the picture, see it, and relax. As Brad makes tracks, 2 sets, leading one way. Brad grows up like a flower. In May, Brad throws up all day, and Brad spends Brad's nights trying to keep it that way. Brad has nothing to say, so I say this. For say, what can I say? Let's find out quick. Brad is not a baby. Brad learned how to think and talk. Then Brad went crazy. Brad needs a pad. Literally, Brad will end up in a padded room wearing a straight jacket. Probably Brad has had it with making a stand. Brad's knees are knobbly. People look at Brad and wonder why Brad is standing there wobbling. Brad feels like a foundationless pizza topping just out there trying to keep from falling. People want to eat Brad like a salami. Brad is like a swam meat. People see Brad ass like raw meat. Bologna, phony, like Mahoney. Feel like a jabroni. Getting played like a Sony. Saved by my home. E screams. Wake me up from my dream. Where is Brad? Good. Brad is still here, sleeping. It was all in my head, a vision of what is to come before Brad is dead. Who knows? Let's not get misled. Let's get misheated. Shoot. Lay miss. To bed. Time to cool off and get a good night's rest. Cut the roots beneath Brad becomes a tree walking the streets. Strange ass Brad can get. Brad gets around like a tourniquet more than 100 times over. Brad was born again, and each time Brad learned a valuable lesson. Now Brad lives a life Brad earned God's blessings. Now Brad is never stressing, but I am drawing a blank. I feel bad, like Brad should give my butt a spank to get me back on track, so I can make Brad some more money. It is sunny, nice outside, sweet. I see a bee, something about honey, sticky, but it is dark out now. I stopped writing for a bit. Now I am writing again and seeing nothing in my mind to write about. A waste of time is nothing to cry about. Worse stuff could or could have happened, like shouting and having no sound come out your mouth. It is a rough and tumble lifestyle, letting everything go south, down to the pole. Most people are stuck in an asshole. Brad has the key to any trap door. Brad can open or close, go in or out of whatever Brad does. Brad is always on the cusp. If that is a word, it is now. If before it was not, the meaning. Who gives a fuck? Quack, duck, heads up, whack. Say what, What? 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 That's enough. I meant only once. Lighten up. Have some fun. Say what? So much. Look what I have become. What have I become? I don't know. I ask. Brad helps me. None. Brad asks me to bend over. I do. And Brad helps me overcome any problem. Brad and me help each other make it through whatever we need to. Stick together like a pair of gumshoes, looking for clues to help solve mysteries told on the news until they become cold cuts. Case is solved. Brad ate them up, then shit them out. Brad's butt talks better than most people will ever. Art with an F. Art with an H. Brad throws Brad's heart up, then spits it out and onto who cares? Hi. Most people do, which makes the world fair. Don't despair if something bad happens to you. Stay true, make it through. Then something good will come along, making you good as new. Probably. Anyway, in reality, I can not say. Hopefully, nothing bad will happen. Have a nice day and help others. Have a nice day and have a nice night too. Then they might help you. Everything will be cool. Wool, lul, mul, and zool. What about fool? Shout your doubt like a fool. Zebra, I said it to please you. Ha ha. Did it? If yes. Ta-da. If not. Bon boy. Ah. Come back. It was just a joke. It is. Okay. Brad and me are alright with that. Brad and me came to grip in each other's grasp. Clasp. Brad and me like the back of a necklace. Brad and me mean no harm. Each rhyme I write is like a lucky charm added to a bracelet. One of a kind, hard to find, a rarity tucked away in a basement. Brad gets me so wet I overflow all over. Brad, drowning Brad, and making Brad buried treasure. Becoming ancient. Brad can breathe underwater like a fish. Brad buries Brad's family jewels in my chest. Yes, I am talking about Brad's dick and Brad's balls being between my breasts. When they are, I feel the best. Brad, something about being fresh, like the toothpaste crest. Most people are Splenda. Brad is splendid. Brad is like something before it ended. Brad hung out with cannibals with nothing to worry about because Brad is hard to digest. Just Brad is juicy and flavorful like Trident. Brad takes things in stride and hers anywhere and makes the place better. Brad is not a meddler. Brad is a medley writer. Close, but no cigar. Actually, here, have one. Biter. The end. Spit it out. Light it up. Burn it down. Brighten and all-nighter. Fight demons. Stomp them through the ground. Back to hell. Or keep them. Sell them for 99 cents a pound. Brad misses playing Strider on the Nintendo and playing Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega. Also, oh well, Brad couldn't even reach the first level. Brad misses playing with Lego, or at least wishing Brad can do something. Playing on the floor with lettered wooden blocks in the name of learning spelling. Nothing. Crying. Then getting older and yelling. Blending in like ice cream in a blender with other stuff. Making a smoothie is tough, but to smooth things out is what Brad is here for. The order of the day, the special of the day, every day, what Brad has to say, and Brad always has it Brad's way, or the highway. That is why so many people talk to each other and are friendly. Brad is the end to me, a story, a hard case study. Brad looked at, softened up, and loved me. Brad got me out of the muddy. Brad treated me humanly and never tried to fuck me. Brad passed the buck to me. Now I am well to do, financially wealthy. Brad could buy a mansion handily with cash. I handed B-R-A-D after Brad executed Brad's last plan. I left Brad all I had in Brad's will, turned into a cold, frozen, dead body. Brad brought back to life with just a thought of me. I rose above the catastrophe to be with Brad. In reality, I will protect Brad from everybody. Will turn bloody if you mess with my buddy. Brad. To get to Brad, you have to first battle me. You're like a baby shaking a rattle. Brad is like a snake coiled, ready to strike and rattling. Brad is filled with rage, but in a cage. This is the sound of it rattling as the doors are swinging back and forth, clinging as Brad is shaking the bars inside. Brad is beating Brad's skull on and off them, causing Brad to see stars. Brad can come and go, but Brad stays locked in a room, rocking until Brad's doom, living it alone in the dark, covering mental scars by staying smooth and sharp like strings on a harp. Brad plucks them, then uses them to cut and strangle them. Brad fun dangles them. That is how Brad loves them. When they read a Brad rhyme, they act like Brad is drugging them after Brad is saving them. Brad is methadone. Brad's craving them. Brad is mutating them. Self-mutilation amongst friends and the love never ends. When one batch is finished, another comes in, and it begins all over again. Planet Earth's rotation, a chick sitting on a dick, spinning close to ovulation, a baby being born is like a first resignation, a rite of passage to the world. It will be living in time. For a synonym, never mind. Let's try something about cinnamon. Oops, I did it again. It is okay. I just ate something spicy. It happens. I am kidding. I said it for the sake of rapping. Rap. A. Tap tap. Ing. They are back. Tracking to where Brad got off, got lost, and now Brad is in front of everybody. Automatically, the boss ideas being taken over by moss, gloss, shining on top, hiding what is beneath, rotting like uncared for teeth, turning yellow like life, getting pissed down the drain instead of being taken to new heights, going insane by being made to live not right. The good fight is imaginary. People make their choices, then God and Satan dish it out fairly. Then the people either devour it because they love it, or spit it out because they hate it. Either way, life moves on merrily, merrily, merrily. Life is but a dream filled with laughter, or a nightmare filled with screams. In between, nothing is what it seems. Empty, lonely. Fill in the gaps with thoughts. Turn your thoughts into raps. Turn your raps into cash. Lots. Then get anything you want. Success just within your reach. Down deep inside, through all the shit you hide. Grasp onto that, then bring your hand back up and out of your mouth. See what you got and what you are about. It is all in the script. Don't worry about it. Brad is all so in the script. Worry a bit. Brad knows how to knit. This is just a skit. If you are Canadian, go to Tim Hortons and get a tidbit. If you are American, go to Starbucks and spread a tidbit. 2-bit split. 1-bit. 1. Force fed. Got sick. Babies throw fits. Don't know what to do out of their cribs, diapers, and control. Uncomfortable. The head of the table. Not a fighter. Not able to stay stable. Brad is a staple, keeping things together. Sticky like maple. Brad is a hero of tales that don't chase their own and prevail fast like a cheetah, or slow like a snail. The cheetah has 4 broken legs. The snail is in a pail. It is okay though. They are doing well. The cause was natural. I forget How? Though. So. No further detail to tell. They are recovering. Now. They are both eating chow. Looking forward to getting back to the wild. Brad calls fat chicks Tootsie Rolls. Brad's only problem with them is they caused Brad to have to buy a lot of toilet bowls. They sit on them and down they go. Both are broke. Just a joke. Girl sits in front of Brad's dick like it's a fireplace in front of her face. Stroke like in a rowboat. 5 skinny chicks in a row about to choke on a big dick in their throat. Brad's dick in a fat chick. A pig in a oak tub. Time to soak this all in and get clean again. Time to win. Be a big champ. Ian, not a little scamp. Ian, scampering around. Need to be tied down or up. Any ring worth $1 million put on by Brad. Good luck bouncing on and off the ropes. Hope you can cope. I will throw you a rope and you can use it to choke. Details. No. Perhaps you will choke on all the smoke you toke and puff. Inhale death until you truly had enough and take your final breath. Fall, then get buried where your body rests, but your soul floats up to heaven where it becomes a reject and gets sent down to hell to rot away in a flame lit cell like you are a lie in a circus trained by Satan to jump through hoops smaller and worth less than the ones on my ears. Cheers. What? I am off to here. Have fun. Knee deep in poop. My dear. No longer in my rear view mirror. I cried my final tear. I am embracing the new future coming near. It does not involve you. Let's be clear. Coming soon. Not you. Had a chance and blew it like dynamite. I thought you might die tonight or today. Now I don't like what you do and what you say. I have to go practice. I have a basketball game to play later. Okay. By the way, you are not the wind beneath my wings. I am, and my real friends. You are the reason people are in their grave and grieve. Sleep with one eye open. You are going to die by the words you have spoken. I feel like I am a virus, a good program that got corrupted. I exploded, erupted. Now I am someone somebody should not fuck with, or else they will get their butt kicked, including you. Make me sick. The thought of my pussy on your dick makes me want to get off quick and slice my throat with a lady bick. Maybe a chick. Maybe your friend Grim will come and do it with his sickle. It will be the sharpest slice. Cut less pain, maybe just a tickle to feel supreme. You are the one that should be tortured. Let's keep it real. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Now, I feel like an apple waiting to fall off a tree in an orchard. And when I do, I am going to fall into your arms. Then you will take me home across the threshold where we will live together forever, happily, until we die naturally. With you, that's not true. I feel like I am black and blue, but I am blue and red, like the sky on a clear day with white puffy clouds rolling by, and I am an apple on a tree limb waiting to fall and die. I thought I got picked, but I got stepped on instead. It wasn't what it was. Maybe it was a wuzzle thing. I don't know. Maybe I am too young, or maybe you are too old, or maybe I am again. I don't know. Somewhat long ago, I thought I did. Before my world was colorful and fragrant, I felt like a girl. I thought I was an orchid, or a rose, growing, getting ready to be picked, to be going to a wedding. But now that I am forgetting, storm clouds are forming. It is raining, and I feel like I am drowning. I trusted you. I thought you were telling me my future like a visionary. I thought me and you are going to marry. Then you can be merry and get fat like that other fat married chap. Like you said at the start of this rap, your dream came true, and you gave it a slap like it was my ass in spandex. Chirp chirp, tweet tweet with Brad. I am ready to have sex when I go to sleep. That is what I think of Brad pulling my hair back and kissing me on my neck, then onto a more mature subject we won't get into yet. Brad has 2 strikes for who knows what, but with no regrets. Brad would get the 3rd, but that won't lead Brad home. Maybe it will, but not my own, where I can care for Brad, and Brad can care for me, and give me the bone. We both deserve something along those lines. Written on this page. Brad is all the rage on and off the stage, and Brad is the cause of all the rage on and off the stage. On any level, Brad is on the level, in and out of trouble, popping bubbles with Sharp words. Turning people into out of control herds. Running wild. Destroying surroundings. Ruining the groundlings. Like that purple puppet guy. Hegdish. Yes, that's it. Multiplied. And they are all abounding, but amounting to nothing but invisible human beings. That is why everybody wonders what Brad is talking about and what Brad is seeing and hearing is the meaning and made for people to be fearing Brad a tad. Don't make me laugh. That job is Brad's. The only man that can stand face to face with a giraffe. I mean, a calf. And Brad got split in half. And Brad's feet walked away. Give or take an inch or two. Now, Brad hops along like Bob Oblong. If Brad has to move, Brad is searching for Brad's feet, wondering what did Brad do. Brad is sorry. Brad has a gift for them, a pair of shoes, brand new. If Brad could just find a clue to where they went to, at least they are together and they are well worn, able to tread through all weather. Brad misses the times that were better. Brad will keep looking for Brad's feet, giving up never until Brad's feet are back here, attached to Brad's legs, and Brad again stands tall and sees clear. Brad is like Paul Revere. It doesn't matter how Brad probably is. Go have a beer, a nice ice cold brew, and think of the people that are just like you. Thank you, but this one's for you and what you do. Brad can count to Brad and me like it is 1993. I don't know why, though, so hopefully nobody will ask me. If someone does, I will make up something. If I can't, I will turn around and start running away until that day or night. Let's forget about it. You would have to be special to ask me anything, and you are. So, ask me anything. I will do it or give you an answer to a question, even if it is gut-wrenching. That is what it is like in my dimension. Nobody dies or goes unmentioned, and there is always room to let a friend in. Unlimited dimensions to step into your mind. See what you find. Take control or get left behind, left alone, close to blind angels and demons, together flying, fighting, falling, and dying. The one surviving, wondering why, crying, in search of something loving and satisfying. gratifying, fantasizing, over, analyzing, everything, is, surprising, everybody, is, ready, to cause, an, up, rising, finalize, ing, trauma, ties, ing, without, care, ing, or, realizing, what, is, happening, truth, or, dare, games, everybody, ends, up, in a, grave, Brad, is, rapping, I am, saying, most other people, are, just, saying, who knows, what, to who, knows who, made who made you, God, in, my opinion, on earth, go, ask, an, ape, at a zoo, ask, while, it, is, taking a poo, a do, one, was, int, enough, it's rough, bow, wow, royalty now, we must, smooth things out, the red carpet, was, white, I bid, you, adieu, Brad, and, you, make two, good night, you, turned off, the light, now bang, into walls, then, bounce off them, like, they were balls, Brad's, mouth flaps, like, wings, on a, seagull, helping Brad, fly, so, Brad tries, to, get scraps, like a, seagull, Brad, can't, and, ends up, wanting, to, kick ass, like, Steven Seagal, Brad has, gull, Brad does, not, like, coleslaw, Brad has, never been, to, Omaha, Brad thinks, that, is, a strange name, like, a mother, told, a joke, oh ma, ah, you're so funny, what, did she say, egg, on your face, then, she threw one, at, Brad, it landed, on top, of, Brad, slid, down, and, onto, a plate, sun, e, side up, Brad, asked, Brad's mom, if, she, had another, joke, to tell, Brad said, Brad's mom said, for Brad, to start, talking, so, Brad, said to her, go to hell, Brad's mom, said, she, was, going, to be, a, comedian, but, failed, so, she had a joke, instead, Brad, said, oh, swell, that ends, well, all's, well, is, what I meant, oh well, as well, Brad, is like, Gargamel, and, I am, like, Azrael, Brad, is, a better magician, than, Gargamel, or, Papa Smurf, Brad, does, int, care, about, either, of them, let's, continue on, with this verse. Comma 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 comma. What to say next? I should have rehearsed. I asked Brad if we could. Brad said we could go steal an old lady's purse. I said, no. Brad said, oh, we could. I don't want to, though. Let's do something else. I said, like what? Brad said, I don't give a fuck. I said, I do. Brad said, fuck you. I said, you too. Then, Brad and me listened to the streets have no name. Then, I said, let's go name them all. Brad then went, achoo, and I said, bless you. Brad said, thank you. Can I spank you? I said, I was int bad. Brad said, that is too bad. So that deserves twice as much spanks. So Brad gave me some spanks. So my butt would look as good as it could. Then Brad did what Brad should as mine. And now Brad and me are doing fine. Now for another line. Pure, smooth, won't burn your nose or make your waters. I shoot. I made a mistake. Time for a fix. Brad is on pins and needles. The sharpest. Sleeping on a bed of nails. Biting Brad's nails. Brad's pillow. A garbage pail. It takes the form of Brad's head and becomes the perfect fit for Brad. It all so doubles as a hat plus protection if Brad needs it. But we doubt that. Brad is a knight. I am Brad's dragon. Fire breathing. Brad slayed me and set me right. Now for Brad I fight. I am always here for Brad when Brad needs a light. Brad's lighter never runs out of fuel. Brad packs me with Brad's dick like I am a pack mule. Then Brad rides me. Brad is never cruel. Brad makes me smile, feel happy and cool. If I am broken, Brad is my tool. Brad will repair me. If I stop, Brad will put Brad's dick in my ass. Then hit my butt on like it is change in an arcade machine. And Brad and me will continue from where we were. Not sure. Lur, ner, ter, ner, ber, ner. We are just out there fighting our way through enemies to get to the final boss and leave victorious after the last battle has been fought. The war is over. Brad and me walk off into the sunrise or sunset. It's been fun, but another challenge awaits. The best Brad gets played and filled with money like an arcade cabinet. When Brad sees my ass, Brad always grabs it, clenches it, squeezes it, tightens it, and loosens it like a ratchet. Brad strikes my ass, likes. Brad strikes my ass, likes it. Brad strikes my ass, like it. is a box of matches. The rough part, Brad's dick, is the matches. Sparks fly when Brad strikes. If Brad strikes twice, everything catches on fire, which Brad puts out by pissing in my mouth. Then I spit it out all over the place. Then Brad and me go home, and Brad strikes my ass. Then I spray my pussy juice all over Brad's face. Brad licks it off. Brad likes the taste. Then I suck Brad's tongue. I love the taste of Brad's dick before, during, and after. I pleasure it and make it come clean up on or in aisle sex. The job is never done. It blows in every direction. Connections stronger. Blessings belong here. Fear no more. Demons at the door. What are they here for? Their butts should be sore. They are just trying to settle the score. Dead demons on the floor knocked themselves out by hitting their heads on hell's ceiling. Now waking up, feeling weak and wondering what's in store with no money to buy anything. The air up there is thin. It is tough thinking. Brad's head is like a hot air balloon bursting. Brad is free, falling to the ground with no pair. Ah, shoot, and cursing. Just the thoughts Brad has leave Brad hurting. Brad capped a term oil well, but the valve is bursting. Brad needs love, care, and compassion. Brad feels anybody there is here to bash Brad's head in. Brad needs more than support. Brad needs more than a day in court. Brad needs more than a room, which within Brad is alone, awaiting Brad's doom at the last resort, feeling like the man on the moon has more friends. The cow and the spoon. What fun they must have, like characters in a cartoon. Brad is always short of breath. Brad is always out of sorts. Brad always feels like Brad is facing death. Brad feels remorse. Brad always grasps the situation while grasping the heart in Brad's chest. It doesn't matter to Brad what Brad is just glad Brad can say something next. Brad feels hexed and perplexed. Brad is filled with sorrow. Brad fears tomorrow. If Brad doesn't wake up after Brad goes to bed, Brad feels that would be for the best. When Brad gets a rest, it will be cardiac with no need for an ambulance. Brad feels worthless. Brad is thankful to be able to write these verses. No, buddy, Brad does Hint. No. What? Worse. Is. How. Brad lives. Crummy. Brad. Is. Like a. Worm. Waiting. To. Get eaten. By a. Bird. When. It. Is. Sunny. When. It. Is. Raining. Brad feels. Like Brad. Was. Only made. For. Entertaining. Brad. Is. Straining. Max. Pain. Ing. Brad. Is. Painting. Pictures. Using blood. Then. Bringing them. To. Life. With. Elixirs. Brad's bubbles. Pop. Naturally. Like. Blisters. Brad's name. Gets spoken. In whispers. Brad. Is. Not Brad. Brad needs. A Snickers. I want. Brad. To. Put Brad's. Hands. In my knickers. Snickers. Brad. Is. Or. Is. Like. A wizard. Putting a. Spell on me. With. Brad's wand. And. Some. Fancy words. Brad. Is. Or. Is. Like. A gizzard. Trying. To. Pick up. Scraps. In. The desert. Brad. Is. Like. A. Lizard. A chameleon. Blending in. With. All sorts. Of. Colors. And. Wonders. Like Brad. Never cease. To amaze. Brad. Always. Has. To change. Brad's ways. When. Does. Close. Big buck maker. Brad shatters. Minds. And. Changes. Them. Like. Something. Brad does. Hint. No. They turn. Into. Fakers. Trying to. Take. Part. In. Their own show. And. Got. Kicked out. Of. Their house. Long ago. Brad. Took over. Now. Hail. Not hell. Hail. From heaven. Sent. To put the flames. Of. Hell. Out. Chill out. Big. Hard. Balls. Falling. On. Your head. And. Knocking you out. Sour. Crowd. Lost count. Add. It. Up. Then. Out. Need. To. Reroute. Gout. Stout. By. No means. Cheese. Flavored beans. Favored. By. Hungry. Alligators. That. Are. Pink. Not. Green. Maybe. A mix. Forget. It. Is. Now. In. Between. 2 slices. Of. Bread. It's. Insides. Jelly. A new kind. Its. Head. Is. On a. Wall. Its. Skin. Is. A. Blanket. On my bed. It. Was. 10 feet. Tall. Maybe. Not. Maybe. It. Was. Nothing. At all. Brad. Got stuck. Head first. In. A. Chimney. After. Getting tossed. Off. A. Seesaw. Since then. Brad wished. Brad. Was. Santa Claus. I just. Said. To Brad. Fuck off. Brad. Said. Not. To say. That. I said. Brad. Write something. If. You want. I'm getting tired. Of. This. Brad said. You are. A machine. Keep writing. Bitch. I said. I am. Not. A machine. Or. A. Bitch. And. Then. I. Asked Brad. To stop. Swearing. Brad said. Sore. E. Brad. Would. Then. Brad and me. Kissed. Under. An. Eclipse. Then. Under. A. Full. Rainbow. Standing. On. Solid ground. With. The sun. In. The middle. My love. For Brad. has come full circle. Brad is a full workload. I am able to pull a full workload wherever it needs to go. Set it up, get it done, then go home, then do twice as much tomorrow, then keep doubling it over and over again to reach perfection and end sorrow. The faster master, powered by a nuclear reactor, trying not to get hit in the midst of a meteor shower. Impact, maybe disaster, real screams, not heard over fake laughter. Dreams come alive after proving they matter. Nightmares die, lies that shatter, broken hearts fall in pieces, then scatter. I hear the sound of pitter patter, real laughter, not heard over fake screams, meant to take attention away from those off to live their dream. All is not what it seems. Jealousy is the true foundation of everything in a world of schemes. Everything is teetering and tottering. Why bother slaughtering the songs Brad writes and I sing? Bring calmness to those hollering inside silently, so things don't turn violent all of a suddenly, like someone is drugging somebody. Brad needs to widen Brad's vocabulary, like a chick spreading her legs. Brad will have to go out, and if Brad does, the situation might get hairy, or a close shave at the very least. Brad thinks Brad will remain in Brad's chair like a stainless steel fork. Brad stabbed there when Brad lost Brad's temper because they forgot to put ketchup on Brad's hamburger. Brad left it there because Brad is too dumb to take it out. I asked Brad if Brad was going to. Brad said no. I asked Brad why not. Brad said Brad didn't want to. I said, oh, then. Brad said, for me too. I said, I couldn't. Brad said, why not? I said, I just can't. Brad said, oh, I understand you. Don't you understand me? I thought we were friends. I said, we are, and the fork stayed in, and now the fork is to Brad and me, a sign of friendship. Stainless, made of steel, keeping everything together until the finish. An important part of the meal, worth polishing off just for the feel. Down under, like Australia, made like a keel, strong support structure built to last from real material, can match the mold to fit any keyhole, take shape without any visual, enter the soul, and Take control. A dough, a hoe, bow, a bowl full of jello, a glass of mellow yellow, alas, with a nice ass. Hello, Brad, a good fellow. Something about a dog in a kennel. I think something is boiling in a kettle. Maybe not. Let's let it go. A rock, nah, too small. A pebble, nah, too big. A boulder, nah, too. A holder, over the shoulder, like a holster. Heavy metal, old, rusty, dusty, filled with holes. Ready, holding steady, like playing whack-a-mole. Deadly, whack them all out of control, like a disgruntled soldier getting thrown out of the army. It's over. Daffodils, magical, happy, laughing, fills. Get your thrills. Don't pay your bills. Wills, shivers, and chills. A sinner's blood spills all over the place, in hopes of tripping people and watching them fall on their face for no reason. The joy they feel is what pleases them. Dead and jealous because they will never breathe again. A 100 punch combo times 2 to the chin. 4 heads up. 1 to the nose. A coin after it flipped. What is this? Riches from above. A God-given gift delivered by an angel sent with love to the greatest one of all. Brad is just sore. Nobody can buy it at the mall. In a record store. It's cool. Brad doesn't mind being poor. Brad was rich before. Brad was broke. Now Brad is whatever. And on that note, I wish Brad would speak something. Brad wrote this on a page in a book for a joke. Brad is busy having a smoke and a toke. If Brad spoke, Brad might choke. Brad has a frog in Brad's throat. It speaks for Brad when Brad won't, and I can't. It helps us cope when we mope. We wish we were somebody else, like Edna and Ed. Then get ourselves together, change into a moped, and drive ourselves off a ledge. Then explode, rise above, live like a ghost. We survive to ride up to the top, to do it all over again until we win the ultimate prize. Life and death in our eyes, one in each, in and out, side, changing when blinking, thinking is wearing a disguise, and when we hang, it is always by a rope, dangling, trying to keep from, strangling, mangling, how, we look, at, what, we teach, is, first lived, then, written, in a book, off the hook, no need, for bait, no need, to eat, it, what, most people have, Brad, would, throw away, or, say, keep it, Brad has, Brad's, own, when, Brad, does, int, Brad, will, die, alone, Brad, is, like, phone home, see, if, there, is, anybody there, is, not, moan, and, groan, drop off, drop out, roam, lost, in doubt, shout, in, monotone, to, deaf people, ready to, chomp down, like, hungry dogs, on a, bone, bad clones, of, love, melting away, like, ice cream, on a, hot day, lick, it, quick, like it, is, a dick, and, you, are, giving, A, B, J, bad, B, J, clones, swerving, like, first learning, how to drive, in between, traffic cones,